Right, today I'm here with Andrew King, running for Mayor and for Council in the West Ward.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. What I wanted to ask you, Andrew, is what's your platform you're running on for this year, and basically why should I vote for you?
Well, my platform is very simple. First is truth. I believe that we need to build council on a foundation of truth, and under a foundation of truth, our city will prosper. Secondly, infrastructure. We need to get titled sections available, titled sections out there for the public. At the moment, there's no sections available in Hamilton, while some councillors are saying there's about 4,000 developer-ready sections available, 3,500. That isn't. There are developer-ready sections as a political ploy. It is not titled sections available to the market. We've got to get titled sections out there available to the market, and they're not there. So infrastructure underground, we stopped spending on infrastructure 5 years ago because we had to get the books right. We didn't kickstart quick enough. Now we're sitting in a void because it takes 5 to 10 years from the time we zone land until the titled sections become available. We've got a big problem on our hands right now, which will impact on growth. And my third thing is my third platform that I'm standing on is less red tape. I believe we've got too many rules, too much red tape in our district plan. It makes it too hard for both the developer to have certainty or for the neighbour who wants to come back and question what the developer's doing. Either of them don't have any certainty, and it's costing the city a lot of money to both the city and the developer and the neighbour, who are all looking for legal advice and all asking questions. So the district plan needs to be looked at. So most three things. It's quite simple. Firstly, truth. Secondly, sections, and thirdly, red tape. 1, 2, 3. Simple, and it should be simple. Now you possibly heard just a couple of other things that you've heard about me. You may have heard that I'm opposed to the Ferrybank development. I'm not opposed to the Ferrybank development, but what I am opposed to is the Ferrybank development, which Ferrybank is reserve land. Reserve land has been put into reserve to protect it from commercialisation. Part of the Ferrybank project is having a 5-storey high apartment block put on it on reserve land, and that is totally wrong, and that's what I'm opposed to. If Auckland Council today said that they were putting a 5-storey high apartment block on Auckland domain, there would be national outcry. But we do it here in Hamilton on our Premium Park that connects Victoria Street to the river, and nobody even seems to know about it. Water meters. I don't believe that the cost to put water meters in to the community makes sense. There'll be line charges on top of what we're paying at the moment, and everybody out there who's connected into the system will pay more. I don't believe that this is good. Sometimes, with us trying to be fair and measure the amount of water used, actually ends up costing the community more. So sometimes in community we do things together, and it ends up, some of us are subsidising others, sure. It may not be exactly fair, but it's cheaper to the whole of the community overall. And it's the same with our rubbish collections. When you've got 3 kids at home and mum and dad, you've got 5 people in the house, you put up more rubbish than you do when you're elderly or when you're living by yourself. It's about community, it's about sharing, and it's about carrying this together.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, because it's the same with roads. I don't drive, but part of my taxes and rates and stuff go towards maintaining roads, when theoretically could say my money should only be going towards maintaining the footpaths, you know. So you've covered a couple of key interesting pieces there. The water meters one, which is probably going to be a big one, but the piece about housing red tape and freeing up land, which is interesting, because that all relates to our current housing crisis. And yeah, we want that to be sorted out as soon as possible, because we don't want the outskirts of Hamilton to become a tent city or something like that.
Yeah, this is right, Lance. The problem is that sections have gone up by $200,000 over the last 2 years. Because of that, our start-off houses, our affordable housing, which were $300,000 or $250,000, are now selling for $450,000. This is making it very difficult for people to get into the market in the first place. These are the vulnerable people, our children, our grandchildren, our people, our brothers and sisters, the people we know who we want to see get onto the property ladder, get their first home. And at the moment, because of the shortage, this has contributed to the problem we've got of unaffordable housing now.
Cool. Oh, well, thanks very much for your time. I'm sure those are issues that are going to be quite well and truly in the front of the minds of most people who are voting. So I think most people will be paying attention to what you've just said there, because they are important issues, and we tend to take notice of those sorts of things a bit more if it's currently important around election time. So, but yeah, thanks very much for your time, and good luck in the election.
Yeah, thanks very much, Lance. The one difference with me is I'm not giving a whole lot of things away. You'll see now what's happening is people are starting to give things away, promise things that they won't be able to deliver. I'm not promising anything. My message is very simple: truth, more section availability, and less red tape, less rules. Thanks very much, listeners.
Cool.
I really appreciate your time.
Cool.